It's ESC United, your favorite Eurovision channel. Russia was the most successful country in the 2000s and currently has the most top 5 finishes in the 21st century. So, Team United, consisting of contributors to this channel and our website, voted for their favorite Russian entries from 1994 when they first joined the contest up to 2020. Let's find out together who is at the bottom and who ended up on top. Let's talk Eurovision. 23, 2018. Now, Russia has had some great highlights and moments in the contest's history, but 2018, not one of them. Julia Samoyeva was selected to represent Russia at the contest in 2017, which was the year prior, but the country withdrew and the broadcaster decided to send her the following year instead. Unfortunately, things did not come together as planned, as I Won't Break was the first and still the only song that failed to qualify from the semifinals. It just didn't work visually or vocally that night. And our team also believes that this is the weakest song that Russia has ever sent to the contest, therefore 23rd, aka last place in our ranking. Number 22, 1995. Philip Kirkorov is still very active as a songwriter and producer of many famous Eurovision entries, and some of them you will actually find on this list later on. But he also took the Eurovision stage himself 25 years ago when he was only the second act to represent Russia that joined the contest the year prior. Now, he finished in 17th place out of 23 entrants, one of Russia's least impressive results. Therefore, it shouldn't come as a big surprise that our team also thought this deserves a spot far down on our list. The low ranking was also the reason, by the way, that Russia was relegated in the 1996 contest, therefore was not allowed to take part. Thank God we got rid of that rule. Number 21, 2001. A love song dedicated to the mysterious lady Alpine Blue. The sound is best described as rock, and I'm sure it has this dedicated fan base. It finished in the middle of the scoreboard that night in 12th place. Unfortunately, Team United did not warm up to it. I guess it's just too niche for a broader appeal. But the band enjoyed a lot of success, still performing together almost 20 years since they took part in our beloved contest. So, hey. Moving on to the top 20. In 20th place, it's 2004. And this was the year when the semifinal, only one though, was introduced. Julia was pre-qualified as Russia finished in the top 10 the year prior, a rule that since has been abandoned because now we have 2 semis. The song just missed out on the top 10, finishing in 11th place, and I will never forget this very colorful performance with colorful dances and just a very odd choreography. Savicheva has released multiple albums since her participation in the contest. It seems that the early to mid-2000s did not leave a big impact with us, as a lot of these songs ended up on the forgotten list. But that's how it goes. This somewhat unconventional boy band was able to squeeze into the top 10 that year with a song about an ice-cold-hearted girl, but they like her anyway. The band continued to perform together until 2005, when they went separate ways to focus on solo projects. Overall, this song was mostly just in the lower half by the majority of our team, therefore in 19th place from us. Russia had an amazing run at the contest with a win and left side of the scoreboard results, but I guess took a temporary but short break when Alexei, or Alex Sparrow, because that is his stage name, finished in 16th place in the grand final with this song, Get You. The juries just didn't like this one at all. So having this a little bit further down on our list with Team United shouldn't come as a huge surprise either, right? Despite the lukewarm results at the contest, Alexei, or Alex, enjoyed and still enjoys a very successful career, not just as a singer, but also as a popular actor and goodwill ambassador. After a terrible car crash, which took him a while to recover from, we're glad that he continues to impress everyone with his talent. Number 17, 2005. Natalya hails from Belarus, and her pop rock song finished in a disappointing 15th place in a field of 24. The song was dedicated to victims of school shootings. And while the message is touching, the song just did not come across the way the team envisioned, and our team liked it enough to put it in 17th place, but that's about it. Number 16, 2008. Russia won the contest once, and it was with that song, Believe. Dima Bilan previously represented Russia in 2006. The song is still coming up on our list, by the way. He then returned to the contest, and boy, did that work out for them. Russia won the contest, and Dima has kept a fairly close relationship with the contest, returning for special events and anniversary parties. It is actually believed that the juries were brought back to the contest the following year due to this result, this win, which a lot of fans and critics described as unfair due to strong, friendly, and neighborly voting. While this is Russia's most successful entry to date, Team United didn't put it as high as you may think. Just because it's a winner doesn't mean that it is a shoo-in for a high placing on our list. So 16th place with us, the consensus was it was a bit too generic and one of the weakest winners of the 21st century. Number 15, 2003. And this duo needs no introduction, as Tattoo became one of the most famous Russian acts ever internationally, even charting here in the US with the song All the Things She Said. So sending a big name to the contest obviously resulted in a lot of attention, and the duo definitely delivered in making a lot of headlines during their time at the contest in Riga, Latvia. On the night, it was a 3-horse race between Russia, Turkey, and Belgium, with Russia ultimately finishing in 3rd place, only missing out on the victory by a few points. And while the song was quite successful at Eurovision, Team United was quite split on this one. Definitely one of the most polarizing songs on the list, with a lot of support, but a lot of lower rankings as well, therefore ultimately just ending up somewhere in between. In 14th place, it's 2013. Russia decided to send a song about peace, asking what if we all bury our guns? We'll never know. Dina Garipova gave it her all that night and managed to enter the top 5. Not an easy task. The song was accused of plagiarism, by the way, which happens quite a lot at Eurovision, but was allowed to stay in the contest. Prior to Dina's Eurovision involvement, she took part in the first season of Russian's The Voice, won the show, which paved her way to her participation at Eurovision. Based on the team's taste, What If is middle of the pack material and a 14th place overall. Russia won the contest the year before, so Mamo was their host entry, and as the host, they were pre-qualified. They didn't have to go for all of the semifinal shenanigans. As a Ukrainian, the singer planned to represent Ukraine that year actually, but the song was rejected. Russia ultimately picked it up and it won the Russian national final. And on the big Eurovision night, it finished in a respectable 11th place, received praise from the community for taking a risk, sending a song in Russian, and for going folk. The singer retired from music in 2018 to focus on her political career, and Team United puts Mamo in 13th place. In 12th place, it's 2014. The Tomalchevi sisters, the twins, won the Junior Eurovision Song Contest in 2006, and 8 years later, when they were old enough, were given the honor to represent their country at the adult version of the contest. Their entry, Shine, got initially panned by the critics and fans, but once rehearsals kicked off, things changed dramatically. Due to the touchy political climate at that time, Russia got booed whenever points were awarded to them. It was not a fun thing to watch, to be fair. Ultimately, though, they became a success with a 7th place overall, another solid result for Russia in their impressive run at the contest. And in 11th place, it's 1997. It's a dramatic Russian ballad. Prima Donna was a song about overcoming struggles. And it was only Russia's 3rd entry, finishing in 15th out of 25 that night. But Team United has a good amount of respect and probably some nostalgia, as it just misses out on our top 10. So close, but no cigar. It's time to move on to our top 10. Let's find out. Are you ready? In 10th place, it's 2010. And let me say that this song was dividing the fan community back then and continues to do so even today, with a lot of people having a strong dislike towards the song. Nevertheless, Lost and Forgotten qualified from the semifinals and finished in 11th place that night. This is another split situation here where you either love or hate the song, and it was also reflected in the ranking of our team. There was a lot of disagreement where this song should go. Ultimately, it ended up in 10th place. I'm sure a lot of people will disagree with our decision, but keep in mind that this is the average of Team United, and it is a song that Roy particularly appreciates.
This is my absolute favorite from Russia. It is one of those songs that exceeds the thing that is Eurovision for me. It is a genuine art piece that has layer up and layer up and layer, not only instrumentally but vocally as well. It is a song that I love dearly with the intricate little details. Love it.
In 9th place, it's 2012. Yes, we all know that 2012 was the year of euphoria, but Russia left a mark as well. Every fan knows at least this line: "Party for everybody dance." Having 6 older ladies take the stage, perform a song in Udmurt while baking bread simultaneously, you have to reward it with points. And as the runner-ups, I think the group went home with their heads held up high. By the way, did you know that the band actually beat out Dima Bilan and Tattoo-member Julia that year in the national final? Crazy. While this song has plenty of detractors, there is no shortage of die-hard fans on our team, James included.
For me, the song that best exemplifies the spirit of Eurovision has got to be Burinovsky Babushki's Party for Everybody. What started out as a local concern raising money for a church ended up with these old ladies breaking bread with the rest of Europe and partying. Nostrovia.
In 8th place, it's 2000. This was Russia's best result at the contest up until that point, the first of many second places for Russia. Also gave us a little bit of Britney Spears vibe. The sound was quite popular at the time, and it was reflected in the results, obviously. Also stayed close to the contest since her participation, co-hosting the show in 2009, also frequently serves as the Russian spokesperson during the results. It may have been 20 years since Alsu took the stage, but fond memories helped in our ranking, managing a top 10 finish. 8th place to be exact. Yay. In 7th place, we have 2006. And this year may have belonged to the monsters from Finland, but a young Dima gave them a run for their money for sure. And Russia finished in 2nd place that night, the 2nd time for the country up to that point. Now, Dima returned a couple of years later to win the whole contest, but a lot of fans still consider Never Let You Go the superior entry, and Team United basically agrees. It ends up significantly higher in our ranking than the eventual winner, Believe. In 6th place, it's 1994. It was the year Russia debuted at the contest. Yudiv took the stage and blew everyone away with her amazing vocal performance, bringing home a respectable 8th place. To this day, this is considered a Eurovision classic, and the folks at Team United certainly have a big appreciation for the song, putting it really high up in the ranking, which is not an easy task, considering this is an older song. I'm using air quotation marks that you cannot see. But you'd have did it anyway. This was Russia's first entry, and to this day, probably still my favorite. And I don't know when or if that'll change, because I love it so much. I love everything about it. I love the melody, I love the voice, and of course that amazing dress. Hello, come on. Moving on to the top 5 on our list. Next up, in 5th place, it's 2019. Sergei Lazarev returned to the contest that year after taking part 3 years prior, and that song's still coming up on our list as well. Visually stunning, Lazarev once again was able to gather enough support to finish in the top 3. Second time, another bronze medal for Russia, and Sergei continues to be a legend in his native Russia and has plenty of fans everywhere else too. I mean, this is a pretty impressive finish in our list as well, right? I mean, 5th place, can't complain. Good job, Russia. Good job, Sergei. In 4th place, once again, Sergei Lazarev, this time 2016. Thunder and lightning, it's getting exciting. One of the most memorable and quotable lines at Eurovision ever. When Sergei Lazarev's participation was announced, the media went crazy, as he is a big name in his home country, so the expectations were high as you can imagine. But he did not disappoint. With one of the most visually impressive and stunning performances ever to this date, he managed to win the televote, but thanks to the jury's overall finished in 3rd. Still a fantastic result, he left a mark, and this song is still a fan favorite, as you can tell, based on our ranking. A lot of appreciation and support for Sergei, rightfully so. Moving on to the top 3. The bronze medal goes to 2007. Cerebro, the Russian trio, took the 2007 stage, finishing in a respectable 3rd place, with memorable lyrics such as "I'll get you to my badass spinning for you." The song certainly stood out and had a modern sound appropriate for the year 2007. The band continued to produce music for many, many years to come, though the lineup changed quite a bit. They were basically the Russian Sugar Babes. The project finally came to an end in 2019, but who knows, maybe a rebirth is in the cards at some point. Team United still likes the song a whole lot. A 3rd place is well deserved, not just at the contest, but in our ranking as well. Our 2nd place, the silver medal, goes to 2020, Little Big, Uno. It's not easy to talk about 2020 without getting really, really sad, and we'll never know what would have happened on the Eurovision stage, but according to Team United, Russia could have easily won this. It was very well liked by the vast majority of our members, and even though the band will not take the Eurovision stage, at least not performing this song, it is immensely popular and will be played at any Eurovision party going forward. And there's hoping that Little Big will return in 21 with another banger, fingers and toes crossed. It is also the number 1 of our member Daniel. This is what he had to say. "It is a shame that this song will not be showcased because the song is probably the best joke and fun entry since Dancing Lasha Tumbai, and that is a huge praise in my book. The song marries humor in the spectacular kitschy dances and lyrics with an obvious understanding of contemporary trends, Latin beats, TikTok ability, and incredible death drops. My favorite Russian entry ever." So that means our winner, our number 1 is 2015, Polina Gagarina, A Million Voices. And you remember she got booed a lot during the results, broke down, and then had to be comforted by Conchita Wurst? It was very political, we all remember that, hard to watch. Nevertheless, Polina ended up with the silver medal that night, another fantastic 2nd place, and it seems that this song has become even more popular over time. and Polina is still making plenty of music, and who knows, maybe one day she'll return to the contest. But Team United has decided that A Million Voices is the best Russian entry at the Eurovision Song Contest ever. Congratulations. There you have it, our ranking of the Russian entries at Eurovision from 23rd place to 1st place. Now it's your turn. We would love to hear from you. Where do you agree or disagree? Leave your thoughts below in the comments section, sharing your favorites and least favorites if you would like to do so. Thank you for watching and stay tuned for our next video. Make sure to subscribe to our channel because that's awesome. All right, I'll talk to y'all later. Bye.